Bwahahahahaha. My name is Amy2 and welcome back to Talk to Transformer. It was so funny last time that I'm doing it again today because I want to laugh some more. Okay, let's see. Amy2 sat down in her 1925 Doble steam car. This is not gonna... come on. It's not gonna come out well. What? Okay, wow, yeah. Amy2 sat down in her 1925 Doble steam car. A car she'd driven to school for the last several years. I don't think you'd be wanting to drive a car like that to school. More like, I don't think if you're in school, you probably don't have money for something like that. Her teacher, Mary M. Smith, had told her to look forward... What? Had told her to look forward to sitting in the car in a few weeks. When she came home from school the first time, she found her mother sitting in the driver's seat of her own automobile. What? Waiting for her to come home. Mary M. Smith was in her 40s. What a way to say that. This, I don't think... A widow. She had 2 grown daughters, Alice and Ellen. She had lived in the house in which her grandparents had lived for 60 years. As Alice and Ellen, she had grown up in a house where they would have seen no one but each other for an entire lifetime. Oh, wow! Now with 2 girls and their mother in the car, they had not seen each other for more than 3 days. My mother, said Alice, looks so sad, but I think there's no cause for worry. It's only a bad fever. What fever? Okay, it's not that great, but, you know, it's good enough. Okay, let's see. Big Boy and Buddy were digging a tunnel when they unearthed a 12-gauge shotgun. Come on, stop. Stop! Okay. See what this turns into. Oh, come on! You turned it into a freaking shell? Oh, man. Okay, this is pretty weird. Changed Buddy's name again. Okay. Big Boy and Buddy were digging a tunnel when they unearthed a 12-gauge shotgun shell from a local construction site. They had already been looking for this shotgun shell by using their field trip radar system. Field trip radar system? What? Which has been collecting data on the ground to locate interesting things. This particular field trip radar is about 5 miles around. What? 5 miles around? So we knew it was going to be close. They then proceeded to find several other interesting things, like a shotgun shell on the ground, a box of ammunition that wasn't working. How can that? Wouldn't it normally be like the gun itself not working? But no. A box of ammunition that wasn't working. A few boxes of shells and even the shotgun shell. But that wasn't all. They found a piece of paper with a map that read the tunnel, which was a bit unnerving because it was the second item that they discovered that evening. We are so grateful for your kind support of our search for the missing boy. The following pictures and details from the family website are a very important part of the search. There are a number of photographs of Bud and his father digging through the earth while looking for the missing boy. What? Okay, that was really good. Okay. Oh man, that was so good. What was that, huh? Okay, that's a bit too far down. Okay. But okay. Moon was writing in his journal late one night. Okay. What? Okay, this is out there. What? Moon was writing in his journal late one night, as he did most nights, the day before the Emperor had declared that the savior of the people, a man named Chiang Kai-shek, had been overthrown, and the Japanese troops were marching into Hong Kong, threatening to force the surrender of the city. As a result, some people who have long held anti-Japanese views are now coming out in support, he wrote. I don't feel well at all. He had a headache. I can't sleep. The next morning he sent for his doctor and asked him for the morning dose of morphine. He refused, Moon told me. He said, "This is not morphine. This is an addictive drug." The next day, he sent for a second doctor. The third doctor gave him morphine and wrote down his instructions on a slip of paper. Moon read the prescription. For relief of headache, take 1 dose in the morning and 1 dose ... Okay, that took a turn. Yeah, this is already really good. Okay. Slater was eating while watching TV. Okay. What? Slater was eating while watching TV in the kitchen of his home in San Diego. On Monday afternoon, when he heard his neighbor, who was on the phone with police, say He's armed. Sutter said he ran into the bathroom, grabbed a handgun, and started shooting a man outside his home. I started shooting in the air to get him off the phone, Sutter told reporters. It's my life and I'm doing what I have to do. Police arrested the man identified as 32-year-old Carlos Nava. According to Fox News, he is charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and resisting arrest. He was in custody Wednesday, but a lawyer representing Neva had not yet been notified of his detention. According to Fox News, a second man, 32-year-old Anthony Alvarado, was arrested Thursday and is facing the same charges as Neva. That took a really strange turn. Okay, now. I started shooting in the air to get him off the phone. What? Okay. Two's nightlight died. Late one night. Also, why was there a handgun in the bathroom? Okay. What? Okay. What? What? Okay. Amy 2's nightlight died late one night, and her parents did everything they could to get it back. Even turning to a spirit medium who was able to bring it back. But when they asked her father to explain, he told them that her nightlight was only a part of her. It was not her entire self. She just needed to go to sleep so it could go back to its sleep. So it came back as part of her, and they tried to help make it go back to sleep. But it just wouldn't go to sleep. And as she got older, it would get more agitated and more angry. And so they took it and they burned it, her dad said. The next morning, they found it burned up and the light had melted, she added. Her family said they believe that it might be the next manifestation of the demon that killed her. What? 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 Oh wait, I have to save this. This is too good. Oh man, that was... Oh man. The manifestation of that demon that killed her. Ah! So the nightlight was part of her. What? The computer's weird. Okay. Buddy was sitting in the van looking after the supplies. Okay, let's see. What in the world? Okay. Yep. Buddy was sitting in the van looking after the supplies when an old man showed up with a big old cart. He seemed angry that the supplies weren't in his house, and he yelled at Buddy and told him to move it somewhere else and leave him alone. He then went over to Buddy's van and pushed it. What? Buddy was shocked by what he had done. And then he felt a wave of power come over him, and he found himself with the ability to control people, making them do whatever he wanted. He didn't have the power to make them do it, but he could have it for later. What? He then noticed a bunch of other people who he had power over, including the girl from the park, the guy who had the phone, a group of kids at the school, the couple that had left Buddy's van and was driving down the street with the man in the truck, the guy who had given him the cart, and the man who gave him ... What in the world? Prime weirdness. Okay. Sledder climbed a tree and let's see. Oh boy. Okay. What? Sledder climbed a tree and landed on the back of his friend's sled, which was already occupied. He had his feet stuck in the mud and could not get out of the way fast enough. The pair slid around each other for a few moments before sliding down the slope and coming to rest a few feet away from their car, which was still parked on the hillside. The driver of the car, a young man named George Browning, had been asleep in the back seat of the car. He was awoken by the noise and woke up when he saw the sled and Slaughter. Browning was in a good mood, but Slaughter was not. He was bleeding from the head. When Browning asked what was going on, Slaughter told him the bear had bit him in the head. He was bleeding so much he could not get out of the car. He wasn't in the car. Slaughter said he thought he was gonna die. The man who oh man, it's so good. Oh man. Oh man, okay. Moon was driving down the street when okay. What in the world? Moon was driving down the street when he was accosted by a white car, according to his attorney. The driver, whose name is not being released at this time, struck the suspect, a white man with short hair and a mustache, near the intersection of 13th and Market Streets. What? said police spokeswoman SJT Joanna Barnes. The suspect was not seriously injured, police said. Moon was taken to the hospital with minor injuries and released shortly before 9 a.m. Thursday. The San Francisco Police Department reported, according to the driver, I was not doing a left-hand turn, and a guy came up from behind me and put his right hand in the passenger window, and that's when he took off. I had a passenger in the car, and he just wanted me to leave him alone. Police said they are still investigating the case and that it is too early to determine whether the driver will be arrested. Anyone. ... That was weird. What exactly happened? Slater was digging a pond for fish. Okay. What? Excuse me. What in the world? Sutter was digging a pond for fish when the woman and her daughter came out. What? The woman said she had heard a man yelling for help, but the daughter could not remember what he said. A search was ordered by the state. After about an hour of digging, a shovel was found. Police found a rifle near a tree at a depth of 3 feet. How did it even get there? The woman's husband called 911 and police responded. They tried to save the boy, but it was too late. The boy died at the scene. The woman was charged with murder. Copyright 2017 by WPLGLocal10.com. All rights reserved. That was... Yeah, okay. I like the part where after an hour of digging, they found a shovel. Whoops. Okay. That's quite the waste of time, huh? How did this shovel even get down there? Was that the shovel they used to bury the shotgun? Because that's a really bad story. Because they couldn't have buried the freaking shovel without another shovel. Okay, let's see. Okay, Amy 2 was shopping for... Let's see what this turns into. Amy, too, is shopping for a new dress for her big day. She found a new dress at the mall, and she knew that it would make her look fabulous for her big day. But her husband was upset because his wife was wearing a cheap dress. So he insisted on buying a brand new dress for her to wear. His mother was not happy that he was spending money on a dress for her big day. Wait, what? So she got her son to come over and buy the dress as he wanted her to wear, which cost him a lot of money. His mother said, "What can I say? I just don't have that kind of money." So you made your son buy it. Then went shopping herself to get a dress for her. This story reminds me of a story that was told me. The lady was telling this story at a wedding reception, and she was making the point that I'm not trying to buy this, I just want you to feel good about yourself. This made me think about a little story. ... What? Okay, that... Moon found some money on the ground on his way to the butcher's shop. Okay, let's see. This is turn into. Okay, that's... You could have warned me sooner. Excuse me. But Moon found some money on the ground on his way to the butcher's shop. He said, the search for the family continues. That's it. That's it. What? Okay, I'm gonna fix this again. And excuse me, I said freaking... What are you doing? Are you kidding me? Moon found some money on the ground on his way to the butcher's shop for some bacon. But when he walked into the shop, he was horrified to see the bloodstains. The shop owner was so frightened and surprised that he said, "What are you doing here?" I explained to him that the shop had no power. It was like being in the wrong house. I wanted to be back at the hotel, but the police took me to the station. The following day, the hotel was given a new power station. Wow. But Mr. Fiddler and the other men at the airport had enough. They drove away with their cars. They drove away with their cars. Oh, man. Mr. Fiddler's wife was told he was missing. She phoned the hotel where she had stayed the night before and told the proprietor he was not there. She was told by the hotel manager that he had been there and gone. The next morning, she saw his car in the driveway and immediately called the police. The car had not moved. I like the part where they drove away with their cars. I should hope so. What in the world was any of that? Okay. What? Okay, that was amazing. Oh, man. Okay. Slater, he found... Slater turned on the computer and found... They drove away with their cars. Oh, man. Slater turned on the computer and found a note on the computer screen that said, "You can have the next car." The other person was found lying down on the car's front seat dead. The sledder said she was stupefied by what she had seen. Oh, sledder's a she now. The next day, she was driving to work. The car's battery had died, but she had a spare. Why do you have a spare car battery? Normally you have a spare tire, not a spare battery. The next day, another person arrived at the sledder's home who appeared to be drunk. He was drunk enough to take her car. The next day, she said, another person showed up at her home. He also appeared drunk and had taken her car. It turns out the people responsible for the car thefts wasn't a stranger. She had met the sledder on a social media site. The sledder had sent her a friend request on Facebook. Oh man, this is so good. Oh man, I like how Sledder was a freaking female in this one. He's not. It's one of the few times, like, oh man. Moon's normally the one that gets turned into a female. Okay, let's see. Let's see. No. Big Boy and Buddy were playing video games on their personal arcade machines. See what it thinks about that. Okay, wow, okay. Yep. 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 Big Boy and Buddy were playing video games on their personal arcade machines. Buddy wanted to do it while standing on his own. Buddy was not so fond of standing on his own because his mother didn't like it that way. He thought he'd give it a try. He sat down in front of his mother's television set and began to stand up on the table. Buddy was not standing up because he wanted to, but because his mother was forcing him to do it. It was only the second time in his life that Buddy had done this. And the first time he had not been pleasant. Buddy's mother, being the good mother she was, did not object. She just said that Buddy could stand. Buddy got up, picked up his favorite video game, and started to play. At first, Buddy didn't stand much. He was just sitting there. Then slowly, he began to stand. Then he began to walk. Finally, he's standing straight up. What the hell? What? Oh man, this is better than last time. This is so good. Okay. It's so freaking good. Oh man, I think you're freaking out. Setter lit a match. And, okay, just a moment. Lit a match and started the campfire. Oh man, are you kidding me? Slutter lit a match and started the campfire, but they were out of matches. One of the men in the group who had been at camp that day approached one of the camp's young children who was sitting by the fire and asked him if he wanted some matches. The child didn't take them. The child said the other kids in the group were playing hide and seek and would give them matches as they ran around, so that they'd have something to light the fire with. The men said they'd heard that the boy had been at the camp with the children in the afternoon. The men said they searched the area where they thought the boy was, but didn't find him. The men returned to camp, but by then it was dark. The two brothers and a friend walked into a wooded area near the camp at around 10:30 a.m. and saw the boys on a hillside overlooking the camp. Yeah, okay. So Slutter lit a match and started the campfire, but they were out of matches. How do you light it then? Okay. I'm gonna do one more, okay. Let's see. Moon squeezed his teddy bear. And let me guess, its guts came out. That's what this thing likes to do. Although it's not going to do it this time, I guarantee it. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna do another one after this then. Okay. Moon squeezed his teddy bear tight and began to tell her his worry. Okay. So Moon's actually a guy in this one? Okay. Oh, it's just I was born blind, he said. My parents thought that would be a good thing, because then I could see better. And they thought that would also mean that I was a clever boy. So they gave me a big book with lots of pictures on it. But all the pictures had black backgrounds. I had to do a lot of research to find out why. And I got very angry about it. I was never allowed to look at the pictures until I was older. What does that mean? So I was totally lost when they finally sent me my own book when I was about 11 or 12. I just wanted to tell you how sorry I am about your eyes, Judy replied. I'm sorry about that too, Judy said, with a genuine smile. But there is something that I really wanted to say to you. I just wanted to tell... ... Wow. Okay. Yep. This is weird. You one more. Okay. Big boy and Buddy sit their spaceship up and flew into outer space. Okay. Big Boy and Buddy set their spaceship up and flew into outer space. When they came to a halt in front of a star system, they determined it to be the home of an alien species. After hearing reports about a mysterious ship they called the Black Ship, the team returned to Earth to investigate. They learned about the ship's destruction and were offered a meeting with the ship's owner. So the ship was destroyed, but the ship's owner is around again. Okay. Buddy learned the owner was named the Man. Okay. He attacked him and attempted to steal the ship for himself. Before he could do anything, the Man teleported Buddy away. Buddy returned to Earth and contacted the team and told them of the Black Ship's location. The team tracked the Black Ship and encountered a race of beings called the Tharks, who were trying to kill the Black Ship for some unknown reason. You mean the Black Ship is a living being? Buddy, Kava, Taras, Zarko, and Sato defeated the Tharks and helped the Black Ship find the Black Ship. As the Black Ship headed into the sun, they were contacted by ... Very interesting, huh? Yep. Cool. This was pretty good. But I'm gonna have to end this video here. I hope you liked it. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.